in this physical plane. Are you listening, people? This is referring to Anu's college. Holy Tablets chapter 10, tablet 41, verses 15 through 19. The equinox occurs every 25,000 years. It marks the procession of time it takes our universe, whole universe, to whirl around its center. In 2019, according to the clock in the pyramid, the Earth will have completed one cycle of the equinox and will advance into the mental plane, the clock of destiny. Reference El Maguraj, page 65, page 63 through 65. And that is when all hell will break loose. All of those false predictions of the questionable and erroneous Mayan calendar will come alive then. Lugal Dimmer Ante told us that 4 Wahani 404 Shadydale Road, Eatonton, Georgia 31024 USA was the closest we could have gotten to Rock Eagle Mound in Eatonton, Georgia, which is also located at the Tropic of Cancer, 32 to 33 degrees latitude. The Tropic of Cancer is that line that travels straight around the globe and touches all the special spots, which are the Bermuda Triangle, which connects from Bermuda to Puerto Rico to Miami, Florida. The Bermuda Triangle is home to the extraterrestrial beings called the Maldikians, who crashed down in the seas of Tar millions of years ago. The other triangle, the Devil's Triangle, symbolizes the Devil's Sea, which is located in the Philippines. The pyramids of China in the Qinlingshin mountain range, southwest of the city of Xi'an. The underwater pyramids of Japan, off the island of Yonaguni, more than 300 miles south of Okinawa. The pyramids and Rock Eagle Mound of Eatonton, Georgia, USA, and the pyramids in Mexico. Rock Eagle Mound is about 7 miles away from Wahani 404 Shadydale Road, Eatonton, Georgia 31024 USA. Rock Eagle Mound is the real reason why we came to Georgia, because it is the landing site for the Crystal City, the craft that takes us to Nibiru. Holy Tablets chapter 6, tablet 17, 25 through 38 states, an odd looking thing will appear in the sky. The rapture? Oh yes. It has come with only enough seats for the righteous ones. And Israel, the Anunnaki of death, will appear, having the book of eternal life present there. He will call the names, and the Ansars will say, here. He will say, come, enter this ship, for you the righteous have earned this trip. Pausing time and moment, reflecting the past, a screen will appear like a crystal of glass. The eyes will raise to behold its light, flashing from day one to this very special night. See that? The rapture will occur at night, people. When all these things have come to pass, and all the righteous will be given a golden glass, waters of the rivers of Kauthar and gowned in white silk, honey of heaven, sweetened paradise milk, bathed in the waters of the rivers of Shafuani, couches laid down beside green pastures, the presence of black-eyed maidens there for the asking. When all the names on the list have been read, the big crystal ship will roll, and this material world will have fled. From its rear will be 6 balls of fire to plunge earth and end all wicked desire. screaming and running to and fro, for suffering awaits those who took not time to know, unquote. So now you have a time, an extraction point, and an extraction window for Lugal, Dimmer, and Ri instructed us to stay in the surrounding cities that are within 1 hour's drive of Rock Eagle Mound, Eatonton, Georgia, USA, either in the cities of Sparta, Milledgeville, Gray, Macon, Monticello, or Covington. There will always be the agreeable ones who listens and the disagreeable ones who won't. Holy Tablets, chapter 6, tablet 2, verses 178 through 285 states, "Oh, you elated ones, praise your master and shed tears of gratitude, for now is the time to shed the soul of this vicious bacteria that plagues your body and come up in degrees of thinking, raise in density, in degrees of patience, in degrees of purity of heart, purity in heart. Give freely of that which the provider provided you, the purifier, to take the head of the beast and adorn their heads with manna, the mushroom of the day of Saturn or Saturday. I will bruise him on his mark, 666. O cover of truth, who bears the mark on his forehead, I am called in tones El Mukhlas, destroyer of Khannes. For after I have rid you of the evils which you so freely partake from this tree of sin in the enclosed garden of delight, and once I have removed religion which controls the minds of my people, Judaism, Christism, Mohammedism, and all the other isms, and I have casted out Shaitan's children and removed his head and summoned the knowledge of all false things that make you see other than the Most High in this earth's domain. I will employ no less than 7 billion angelic messengers as your servants to wash you in the pure spirit of Shafu'ani for 1,000 years. I will lock Hilal and Kurnugi, the bottomless pit, for a short time. I chained him for 1,000 years in that he was restricted from his activities. For the time the 144,000 are with the Lamb in the crystal city, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him. Yanun explains in Holy Tablets chapter 6, tablet 10, verses 7 through 41. Every mystic order has spiritual masters or beings from higher planes, whose responsibility it is to keep you, that child, in tune with the original spark since the beginning of creation. Then, on one shadow time, as I was walking alone, I perceived the presence of a superior being with me. I turned around and I saw no one, but I began to fear. Then suddenly from me and through me at the same time, they sounded my name, Yanun. Fear not, for you shall be the bearer of the torch of light in the west, and shall save many souls. You are yet a baby, but you shall mature into a man more rapidly than you can ever imagine. Do not be afraid, for I am about to manifest. Startled and overwhelmed, frightened and bewildered, I could not have faith that this was happening. Suddenly I felt a sensation 2 inches above my navel, a feeling shot upwards towards the center of my chest from my solar plexus, and then a tingling feeling centered between my eyes. Speaking. Immediately, a crystal green and white rays of light slowly appearing, and there he stood magnificently. How can I make you feel how I felt? How can I make you see what I saw? He was strong, he was powerful, he was gowned in what seemed to be a whitish green robe, and there was a glow about him I had never seen in any person, a sparkle bright as the stars. I looked into his eyes, and I was no longer afraid, for in his eyes I saw depth, compassion, tenderness, overstanding, and kindness. I knew I was safe in his presence. He made me feel comfortable and secure. He spoke, and his voice was as the voice of angelic beings. He said, "Your soul lived over 76 trillion years. You have witnessed many cycles, and now you have begun to grow. You are of the ancient ones, an Ilah Mutajasid, an avatar. You may not at this time understand what this means, but as time passes and you begin to grow from the inner self outward, you will begin to perceive and understand these things. The spirit of your father," speaking, "the spirit of your father has awaited its rebirth into this earth plane, and now it is your calling." I was speechless. I tried to stare into him in order to decipher who, what, and from where he came, for I did not want to boldly ask him. As if he knew what I was thinking, without a second's thought, he said that he belonged to the ancient ones who descended upon the planet during the time of Master Put Nephishtim, son of Lamech and Hamila, and even before, millions of years prior to the birth of your Kadmon. It was called Project Blue Rock, infested by the Ashtar Command, the Intergalactic Legion of this side, Sector 3, Placement 7 from End Circle. I bear you on eagle's wings, and I brought you to myself. This being was highly involved in the upper worlds. He said many had come to earth and planted seeds in earth. Their children this very day are called star people, and some of them are called the Watchers or Allahum on their planets. Some of them are highly reputable in their own galaxies and dimensions. He and those with him are as real as you are in the alliance of the Space Confederation. There is one of them by the name Ashtara, He is the commander of the highest in this hemisphere. He is also the commander of his mother plane or starship, a crystal city coming for their own. The Anunnaki elders are approaching a time of crisis, so, speaking to him, so 35 million strong will assist you. They will lift up and reserve you, and they will hold you in safety for up to 1,000 years. Now people, this is why Nebkamusen Atumre is forever screaming. There is no way conceivable that Conan, King Kong, Curious George could ever capture the master of the deities of heaven and earth, Lugal, Dimmer, and Ki. And as you can see from the information, there are other mother planes coming for their own people. Hence the sightings of other so-called planets with Nibiru. That would answer the question asked by Sister 7X3 concerning these planets. Other beings are coming to lift up their own. El Rashia, the overwhelming event, is about to happen. Holy Quran chapter 88. And the black devils amongst you Nubians got you disrespecting your own, saying he has been captured and incarcerated and is being tortured. You are believing deep within your hearts that he is powerless, that he is waiting on you to free him from jail using a bunch of monkey lawyers. And once you free him, he gets you onto Nibiru. Now how much more vainglorious, insulting, and disrespectful to the master of the deities of heaven and earth can you be? Those black devils, messengers, bringing hadith from Colorado, in whom you put your trust, will make you miss this flight. So let us continue with this quote. Speaking, if needed, you will see the magnetized solar flares now present around the sun in its position in conjunction with the planetary alignment that is presently coming into its final position in the lunar logging, the 5th point of May in the year 2000 of the Gregorian calendar. It combines to create a strong tendency to pull the planet Earth towards motion. The polar shift, 23 degrees of its true existence, has been greatly lessened by the action of our scientific helper from the mother plane of this planet called Terra. Then he told me that the era had come. I did not know what he was referring to, so he began to explain that 93 million miles away from the planet Earth is the sun, that great star that shaped the lives of those on Earth. It takes Earth 1 year to revolve around the sun, and that 1 year is divided into 12 months. The sun and the other planets that make up your universes orbit around a galactic center called a central vortex. And just as the 1 year that the Earth takes to revolve around the sun is divided into 12 months, so is the time that it takes the universe to orbit around that galactic center, divided into 12 periods. Each period consists of 2,075 years, totaling approximately 25,000 years, which is the time it takes the universe to make one complete rotation around the galaxy. Each period or era has a name according to the monthly signs and in reverse order. For example, the universe is now passing out of the era of water, the era governed by all that is physical, known as the Piscean era, and is now entering into the era of air, ether, mind, and power, known to many as the Aquarian age. This new age is a spiritual era that the world is now ready to accept, and you have been chosen to teach the light of the ancient and mystic order of Melchizedek to the new souls who are waiting to receive it. Those new souls who realize that there is more to the human beings than what he thinks to be his five senses, physical senses. Those souls who realize that there are extra senses and that there is an astral body, an aura, and that communications can be made with beings outside of this planet. The 12 eras from the Piscean era, moving counterclockwise, have 8 doors that open up. When the 6th door opened in the lunar logging of the year 1966 of the Gregorian calendar, disagreeable beings descended down into Earth in many forms, including the human beings from the Ashtar command. The ancestors of the disagreeable Flugelrods, Halabians, or Hulub, who now seek to control the planet under the name Children of Light or the Illuminati. Then the 7th door opened in 1970 AD, and the agreeable beings, the Anunnaki from Nibiru, descended upon the land to help you. This was my year. 30 years from 2080, which is the year 6000. You have 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour. 666, unquote. A little while after that, speaking, he left. He was gone from sight. To be continued. Holy Tablets, chapter 16, tablet 4, verses 240 to 247 concludes this video. It states, as the planet Earth, known as Gaia, is beginning to defend herself against the destructive surface people, such things as nature's viruses will plague the Earth. Massive earthquakes and landslides and floods. All these are signs of the times. It is imperative for the wise to return to nature and the natural way of life, respecting the system of things. Then and only then will the gates of heaven, the gates of the heavens, and the gates of Shambhala be open for your re-entry in acceptance into the great ancient family of the deities. Thus ends today's video. We hope you have learned something from this video, and we urge you to share this video and to subscribe to the only channel where you will learn true ancient Egyptian mysteries. No more lies, no more guesswork. So share, subscribe, click on the like button below, and see you at the video number 4.